All right, y'all. When are we gonna have enough of enough? Right. I'm gonna start with the National Football League. I'm a former player, and I'm 45 years old now. Right. So I'm seeing all these sound bites and the player video was great, but you know now I'm hearing Patrick Mahomes is gonna start a he's gonna lead a voter registration drive. What's always up with the voting? Why do we always end up at the same damn place about voting? Why are you still these so-called black people? I'm talking to these black people. Black Lives Matter, black this, black that, all of y'all, all of us, however you want to look at it. Why are we still entrenched on being in a system that doesn't give a damn about you? Why do we always keep thinking, and why are you still being blinded and bamboozled on civil bottom ass rights? We still talking about civil rights, right? Who gives a damn if you go tell someone what their rights are when the people of the system that you're in aren't allowing you to utilize them? Who cares whether you know it or not, you're not getting to utilize your damn rights. And you're not going to vote no one into a system that they're being hired to change it. Right? You have to be on the system that is going to allow you to do what you want to do, and it's already in place. It's based off of status. You got to get off the black BS, right? And moving further with the NFL, Patrick Mahomes is 24, 25 years old. What other industry is the 24, 25-year-olds leading? Huh? So it's great to have guys that are popular, but I'm tired of all this shit because someone plays and someone's a star or whatever, that whatever the hell they said, whatever the hell they did, we rally behind and get behind when it doesn't mean shit. Right? It's just like all these people. It's all these brothers now that want to post memes and post all this stuff about Black Lives Matter and head down to the rally, but they're the first people that won't answer your phone call, won't return your phone calls. If you have a so-called black business, they won't give you an interview. They won't give you a meeting. Talking about the parents, talking about players, talking about current players, former players. Me as an agent, I'm going off of my experiences, right? I'm just sitting there looking at all these people now that rally behind all this black shit, but they're the first fool to stiff arm the black man. Won't give the so-called black man a meeting, but yet they'll meet with all the so-called white boys, right? Patrick Mahomes, you have Lee Steinberg. Let's sit down and let's get Lee Steinberg to donate some of the money that he's going to get off your contract to certain causes. All you football players out there that have all these so-called white agents, go there, start over there as well, and see what they're doing. Because most of these guys won't step foot in your damn hometown, won't do shit for you in your hood, but y'all giving them money every year. But then you're gonna hop on and do a video, hop on the mic, and talk about, I'm gonna go tell people to go vote. Sign up to vote. Deal with what's in your house right there. Deal with the National Football League, right? Deal with the rules and the stuff that they're making up. Deal with how they're taking y'all's money. Deal with how there's no damn coaches. Call the National Football League out. We don't need y'all to worry about voting. You ain't an expert in nothing to have to do with voting. You probably haven't even voted yet, right? But you're going to lead a voter registration drive. Great, cool. I'm not saying it's bad or whatever. I'm saying the system is bad. But we keep talking about all this voting BS, right? And where is the actual leadership? There's a lot of former players that work at the NFL. When are we going to hear from them, right? We're always talking about, we get to hear the statement from Goodell, right? Okay, the NAACP, okay, there's no more colored people, all right? So we need y'all to advance the name, all right? Advance that name from colored people. There ain't no more colored people. We got to get off this color shit. That's the problem. We're dealing with colorable law, right? Talking about people like they're damn crayons, right? Black people, so-called black people, y'all in your mind and you're rallying, and as people, we embrace stuff, and that's a great thing. But we want to move, but we keep going about the stuff the same way. right? And we have all these fake ass leaders that have a platform, that have a microphone, or they can rally up and get in front of a city and talk, but there's no action behind what the hell you're doing, right? We're just talking and talking about this is this and that, and it's hey, we met up and we're tired of it and whatever, but the action or the plan of action is BS. You're gonna be right back to the same shit, right? So okay, register to go vote and to put who in. The same damn people you were talking and you were complaining about the BS that they've been doing. If you've been kneeling when they were in office, let's say Biden, he was there with Obama. Was police brutality not going on then? What the hell does voting and voter registration have to do with the shit that's going on and the movement and the talk that was going on right now? What the hell is voting gonna do in the system that is in the place that it is right now? Right? But I get the energy, but I also know from being a former player, I didn't know shit. I hadn't lived life to a normal sense. I went from mom and dad to college off of my own, and I definitely wasn't living in no neighborhood to where, I had hands on it, but I'm just saying, look at who we're talking to, and just because someone plays on television or does whatever doesn't mean that they're leading us. I'm not following that BS, right? And there needs to be more voices of people that have actually done shit, right? You can't just throw out someone popular because they were MVP or whatever, and then, oh, look what they're doing. Who gives a damn, right? That's not doing shit. We still on damn voter registration. We get a TI commercial telling you to vote. It's the same stuff that we about to see, and I'm tired of the same stuff every year. Go and vote and have hope that somebody's gonna change some shit. You change your shit. Change your mindset, right? Publicly, right? You can say whatever you want to say and communicate to each other behind closed doors, right? And say whatever you want to say and say how you want to say it. But collectively, we have to get together on something that's actually gonna make things change. Most people haven't gone to court, so they don't know or have a clue of anything that they're talking about. Most people aren't going to any so-called political meetings, but yet they're gonna go vote, right? Half of them won't even watch a debate. They're not reading up, so they don't have any knowledge, right? You don't have any knowledge on anything that you're doing. But, all right. So now here's the message for all you players, all the NFL players, all the NBA players, all you so-called black players, right, who are really Moorish American, and it's about nationality. They're being able to do this because you're a subject, right? You're a subject and that's why you don't have no rights, right? You don't have a nationality. You're not tied to no nation, right? You're just property. Look it up. This stuff we got to study and stop just using words, right? Everything is being used as words. All these people think that they're American this, America's Got Talent, American Bandstand, American. They let us use American verbally, but on paper, you don't have shit that says that you're an American. All right? You're U.S. citizens. Right? I just got into it with someone that, my friend in Canada, she was saying something about she's not going to come over here she's not going to come to America until Trump's out of office or whatever. And I said, you're already in America, right? You're in Canada. You're in the biggest land in America, in the Americas. America's North, Central, and South, and the surrounding territories and islands. All right, so that's a lot of the stuff that we have going on. But it was a battle. It was a battle in that discussion that I had with her over. It's called the United States of America. And I said, okay, so is Bank of America America as well? Because it's called Bank of America. And it's just like, this is the stuff that they're getting you on. It's called the United States, right? any something of something can't be it. I'm of my mom and dad. I'm not my mom and my dad. All right. So that's why words really mean something. We can't. I'm tired of the people with that. Well, I consider myself. I don't like African and American because I'm not African and this and that and this continents. So I refer to myself as black. You didn't invent none of it. And this isn't no personal preference stuff. It is what it is, and you are what you are, depending on who and what you're contracting with and what you're dealing with. You know, so again, back to the NFL, where is our true leadership at? Where's DeMaurice Smith and the NFLPA that say they work for the players and whatnot? What is actually going on, and who knows what they're doing? Because I know for a fact, I talk to them all the time, the 23, 22, 24-year, 25-year-olds don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about on certain subjects. They mean well, but they haven't even lived life strategically. They're taking so-called black boys and black young men, so-called black young men in basketball and football, and they're dumbing them down by making them go to college and work and exhausting labor for free, talking about they're getting an education. So they're going to school for 1 year, and I don't know what the 1 year degree is on them getting an education, right? Then they're getting them out of football, and they're going there for 3 years, right? Some are graduating. For the most part, they're not. Then all of a sudden, they turn around, and then they're these leaders, and the people up in the NFL, they're meeting with the player coalition and made up of all these players that have done what? That have lived where? I'm not talking about where they lived when they were younger and whatnot. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying they're not from the hoods and whatever. I'm just saying what they're doing now and what they've already known. Most of them don't know anything. And they have all these other agents, for the most part, that are Jewish. These agents won't step foot in their community, but they're signing up with them all day. I had one that I coached in high school, right? I couldn't even get a meeting with him, right? But, you know, they go and sign off, you know. There was another one, you know, the same thing. I can't even get a meeting, but yet they'll take all the advice all the prior years before they're in college, while they're in college. But when it comes down to it, you can't get a meeting, right? But then when this issue and stuff comes up, it's Black Lives Matter and black this, and let's go and rally up and do that. But yet, y'all said you're going to give everybody else your money, right? Meanwhile, the same people that you're giving your money don't give a damn about you nor your community. They won't step foot in the hood where you come from. They ain't giving back to nothing you doing. But we gonna lead a voter registration. Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, these great players that are great leaders on the field, off the field. You guys are doing great things, great charity work, but we need to start centralizing or specializing, I should say, in what we're going to direct certain funds to and how we're going to direct them and hold other people accountable. Lee Steinberg has signed all these quarterbacks. Who does he have training them? Right? Who is he paying to go do all this stuff? Who's teaching you guys that you could designate your taxes? That's why our neighborhoods don't have nothing, because we're just going and getting the CPA that for most people not going to be so-called black. It's going to be somebody else, right? And you're hiring and paying them and running around and doing whatever they're saying, and they don't care about your community. Start there. Start at football, Patrick, and Deshaun and Michael Thomas and whoever, all y'all that was on the video. Let's start with football. Start inside your house, right? Start with the young men that they're doing wrong in college, right? This whole college system, right? College is over in December and January, right? Nobody says nothing during the gray area, right? These young men won't make any money all the way until damn near September. But no one's saying anything. No one's saying anything up in that gray area. Everyone takes off and leaves, and you won't say shit about the movement or what's being wrong at the level that you just left. Keep it with football. Don't necessarily buy into stuff that you don't know nothing about. Right? But start there. Start with these agencies y'all are signing with, while y'all stiff arming the so-called black businesses, the black owned businesses, and all the stuff that we want to sit there and talk about and run downtown to. But most of y'all are the first people to run from it and go hand the money somewhere else. You know, stiff arming people that can't even give them a meeting, but you're gonna have memes all over talking about Black Lives Matter. You know, stop it with all that, right? Keep it in house. Keep it what you know, and let's stop trying to act like we're going to have these 24, 25-year-olds lead us. I'm not saying they're not leaders. I'm just saying when it comes to a certain subject, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're doing. Don't have a clue. Don't just let them lead you down to some stuff that looks cool from optics, but on paper is not really cool at all. We got to get a nationality, and we can't keep flip-flopping this label. I mean, we're staying stuck on black, and black's not even PC anymore. So you notice when you'll see stuff on politically correct TV shows or networks or whatever, it's going to say African American. So what that's doing is that is deleting a group of people from history, right? Remember the Aztecs and the Incas and the Mayans and all that, right? So what you're doing, going off of these fake labels, is you're disrespecting your ancestors, number one, right? And going off of a label that someone else gave you, right? That's the problem. That's the number one problem. But nobody wants to pay attention to that because we speak, right? And when you speak and you communicate with people, they have us on this black and white. No matter how you identify, like me, I'm Moorish American. If I'm involved, if there's something with the police, from their training, they're going to say black male, right? So why hasn't that been addressed yet? How we're addressing people. But yet, if someone said nigger, someone's nigga, most people say the N-word, but I'm going to go ahead and say it on here for the reason of it, right? Is, that word was said. Someone said that word. But then they can see you use it amongst yourselves. Oh, what's up, nigga? However it is you're using it and it's not a problem, that lets me know that you understand words and that you understand when and how someone's saying it. Why don't you feel the same way if they say, if you're talking about voting, then that means you're talking about politics. If they say that African American is a politically correct word, how in the hell can they still keep saying black? What's the point of voting and saying political correctness, but yet every time they can just go back to black? But they can't go to nigger though. They can't go to Negro. They can't go to colored. If you're not holding yourself accountable, how are you going to hold them accountable? What the hell is voting going to do when they could just call you whatever the hell they want to when they want to? That's what I'm saying, right? So, and you notice the league comes out with this megaphone. Oh, we're gonna pledge 250 million, blah blah blah, just like they did with the concussion. $2 billion, and that's all for the fans, and that's all for the 99%. So you guys can see the optics on them doing something, just like they did with the concussion. But then they're not telling you that when guys qualify, they ain't paying them. Guys qualified, they're going to appeal. They're going to find a way to not pay them. They ain't telling y'all that part. They ain't making that announcement. Right? But, you know, we need more leaders that know what the hell they talking about and not just people that have a microphone. Too many people have microphones now that don't know what the hell they talking about, don't know what the hell they doing, but they got a microphone, and then the bad thing about it is they're rallying people up. They're rallying people and they're getting them in front of microphones because they're popular or whatever the hell the reason is. Right? And it's just a cycle. We just stay in the same thing and nothing happens. Okay, so now, okay, cool. Vote and get Trump out of there. Okay, so now you're not going to hear it, just like prior to. If you get Trump out, whatever, who gives a damn? But it's still the same system. Right? And listen to the words they're using. When they say, when you see Obama come and pop up on a commercial, he's talking about policy. Listen to the words they're saying. You have to start studying on what you're talking about so that you can understand it. Right now, they keep us at a level of understanding. Right? And that's what I'm talking about with these football players and basketball. I know from having gone through it. Right? In college, you're a scholarship or you're a Division I, whatever player, you weren't allowed to basically work. Maybe you could have a spring job, a summer job, but for the most part, you weren't really in the workforce. Right? You weren't working, you weren't interviewing, you weren't doing all this stuff. So now, how are you leading a bunch of people that are in the workforce and that are doing something totally different and have experienced things that you haven't experienced? You have an understanding from where you're coming from, but how are you leading all these other people that don't have nothing nowhere near towards what you have? That shit sounds cool. Yeah, come sign up and vote. Sign up and vote for the same BS system? And hope that we get someone in there that's going to change it. Come on, man. I mean, are we really that dumb still? That's where I'm at today. Right? Like, what is it? June 12th, 2020? We still on this hope shit? We still on this hope to put someone up in there. Oh, we got to get this guy out. Cool. Get the guy out and do what up in the same damn system? Right? We have to attack the system and stop worried about attacking the individual. I'm hearing too much Trump, and not enough of the system that made Trump the damn president. Right? So, come on, man. You know, we got to do better with our strategy. Right? And let's stop crowning these 24, 25-year-olds as these leaders, right? All y'all players, this Adrian Ross, as a former player, shooting out to y'all. I didn't know this when I was playing, but I know this now. You can designate your tax dollars specifically to the neighborhood that you want them to go, okay? If y'all need help with that, hit me up. I can get it done. That's how we're going to build our communities up, right? By designating our tax dollars and stop just letting the IRS hit you in the head and whoever the CPA that you hired. Because again, I know they didn't teach you this in college unless you had a major that you happen to study that. But purposely, they're not teaching you about real estate, taxes, etc. So you don't have a clue, but you might have someone that you're paying to do it. And most of y'all, the people that you're paying, aren't in the community that you're in, and they know that you need them, so they're not going to tell you nothing. Right? But you guys are going to be paying all them and helping out their community. Meanwhile, they won't step foot in yours. Patrick, you got Lee Steinberg, right? Holler at Lee and let's see what he's doing. I've seen him do some stuff. He added Keely Smith, my old quarterback, right? He's had a lot of quarterbacks. I think he had Warren Moon, right? You know, CAA, all you guys with CAA and all this stuff, what like come and show and tell us what they're doing. Let's talk to some of the people that you guys are already with and who you're giving funds to, and see what they're doing, right? Because most stuff I've seen, they don't step foot in your hood. All right, let's do better, man.